What's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel with me, your host, Jake Monroe. Hope you guys like my feminist haircut. Keeps the boys away, you see. As if my feminist personality is not enough of a deterrent. Anyway, today we're gonna be reacting to alpha males. That's right, this goth alpha is gonna be reacting to other not so goth alphas because, quite frankly, I think that's an oxymoron. I don't think that exists. Until today. See, the problem I find with people's repulsion of alpha males and the things they talk about and the ideals that they uphold is the fact that people these days are unable or even unwilling to read between the lines, find the diamonds in the rough, but such is the behavior of the modern leftist. If you don't completely agree with them, then you deserve to die. Sort of like a cake or death situation. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Now, there are going to be some obvious cringe lords in this. We will bypass those. I do want to kind of focus on people actually trying to convey an alpha male message. So let's have a look here, shall we? Let's see what happens.
How to speak like an alpha. 1. Don't say I like it. Say it's pleasant. 2. Don't say goodbye. Say
I mean, straight up. What?
6. Don't say shut up. Say be quiet.
See, I just say shut up. See, it's not so much the words that you use, it's more how you're delivering these words and every other action, inflection, and behavior that comes from you. Thankfully, masculinity and alpha maleness is more than just slipping up by saying, I like it. Oh! No, my alphaness. And then you have to leave the room in shame, crying with your tail between your legs because you've lost it. You've dispelled your alphaness. I do actually kind of want to talk about alpha because I know some people are going to be like, alpha males don't exist. It's not real. Because people like to jump at the whole thing, and I can forgive you for this because all of the iconography and all of the depictions of an alpha male is always associated with a wolf. But of course, as we all know, that's been debunked. There are no alpha male wolves, but there are alpha males in the animal kingdom, and they do protect and maintain the group or troop or gaggle or whatever the hell they are. Specifically, apes, the gorilla, and various other chimps and bonobos and other animals like that, which you could argue are actually closer to us than wolves are, so that holds even more credence. And let's just remove the idea of an alpha. Let's just remove that word and the stigma that is assigned to it. Do you think the strongest, most confident man is going to do better within a group of people than a spineless beta bitch? I see I've reinserted the terminology here. Let's take beta out. An absolute soy boy. Do you think maybe he's going to command more respect from anybody in that room? Probably not, right? See what happens when you just remove some words that people have assigned a certain stigma? Because some people will hear certain words and completely switch off. I'm not listening to you anymore. You can bypass an idiot's entire ethos, their entire moral structure, by rewording their own morals back at them, and they might actually agree with it. Just off the top of my head, I can imagine it wouldn't be too hard to convince a liberal that Nazism is actually not too bad if you remove the word Nazi. I could probably do that. But yes, I do believe that even without the word alpha being assigned and all of these cringe alpha lords being involved in the grift, that there is such a thing as a social hierarchy, whether that's patriarchal or matriarchal. It depends what kind of groups you're in. There are certain groups and instances, hobbies, fields, that kind of thing that women are predominantly interested in and therefore congregate in large numbers, where they then create a matriarchy. And the same things happen with male-dominated groups and fields and hobbies and that sort of thing. There is a hierarchy in there. And the quote-unquote alpha of any of these situations, whether it's matriarchal or patriarchal, are usually the most confident, the most persuading, the most attractive, the strongest, the most knowledgeable, the kindest, the more considerate, not to be confused with people pleasers, which are weak, spineless, pathetic little cretins? Or do I need to reiterate that cringy motto, don't mistake my kindness for weakness?
3 things alpha males never say to women.
Let's see where this goes, man.
If you think you're an alpha male or you want to be an alpha male, you should never say these to a woman. Number 1, when can I see you? Guys, you should never just be available every time. You need to be a busy man. She needs to be trying to find out when you're available, right?
Yeah, I mean, she can also be pretty busy, man. But yeah, when can I see you? I mean, it all depends on the kind of woman that you're going for. If it's someone that you can spend the rest of your life with.
You being available anytime she wants is putting you in a weaker position, and alpha males do not accept a weaker position.
It's just, it's the kind of stuff that people gaslight you for, right? It's like, that's such a subtle nuance. There's no way that's actually a social construct that especially women care about. Ladies, you have already proven height. Height is like your big, it's like the most important thing. You have fetishized it. In fact, you have fetishized it so far that you've even made your own women feel insecure about being over a certain height. About being tall. But then what has that also done to the kind of women that men are looking for? Men who are under 6 foot are looking for even shorter women to create that height difference, which means taller women, 5'8" and above, 5'10" and above, are going to be less appealing. Do you see what you've done here? By placing such an importance on height, you've messed everybody up. Also, you're turning men, tall men, into dickheads. But yes, there are certain types of women where this nuance is actually effective and applicable. Not all of them, obviously, but nothing is an absolute statement. Everything is just generalities, statistical, even anecdotal, probably in this guy's situation.
Number 2, can I get another chance? Begging for another chance from a girl is weak. It shows that you don't have a lot of options, right? Do not accept that position. If a girl doesn't like you, bye-bye.
I agree with that one as well, man. Don't be desperate. No girl likes a guy that's too available. I would agree with that. In fact, I would go as far to say that a lot of women like a guy who's not available, if you know what I mean.
And number 3, guys, can I be your boyfriend? Asking a girl to be in a relationship.
So I had this running thing in my head and I was like, okay, he's going to give us 3 things not to say to a woman. And I was like, in my head, I bet you all 3 of them are going to be never ask her anything. And yeah, I was correct. His whole thing here is never ask her anything. I'm curious as to what things you can actually ask a woman, or if he has this general rule of thumb, which is never ask a woman anything. You tell her. You tell her what she wants or what you want. And based on her reaction, you then adapt. But I was like, I bet you all 3 of these things to not say to a woman are going to be questions. Because the concept of asking a woman a question and giving her the power to answer is definitely not going to be on this guy's list of priorities. Why ask a woman a question when you don't give a shit about the answer?
What you know about rolling down in the deep when you bring automatic freeze when you do too much, put that shit in slow motion, yeah. I feel like an astronaut in the ocean, like what you know about
Oh, this is serious. Bro needs to get down the gym, man. Bro needs to get down the gym. I mean, he has good genetics, right? He's got wide clavicles, which is how, you know, how you can determine the width of your shoulders. You know, he's got a wide chest. That's quite good. This is all good stuff to work with. His arms, however, limp noodles. She's looking. Cool. That's what she said. Like, I sit like this, right? Because it doesn't matter. None of this matters. Also, when I'm just sitting on the couch, I like to cross my legs and just like play the Switch or something. Play my video games. When you can bench like 315, it doesn't really matter. Well, it's more like 225 these days, but I've benched 315 naturally, so beating him off with a stick. Guys, it doesn't really matter how you're sitting, okay? It's a combination of things, right? You're not going to meet a girl who's like, wow, he looks great and smells nice. And he seems to have like a lot of friends and his friends respect him. That's cool. And then you sit down and you sit with your legs crossed or fidgeting and she's like, ew. But this is the thing with TikTok, man. It's a microcosm. Each clip is but an aspect of the entire picture. So let's move on and see what other things we can learn about being an alpha male.
People look at me as soon as I walk in and they're like, who is this guy?
Make Latinx Latino again. I heard about that one, man. Obviously, because I'm not Latino, I wasn't aware of this concept. The entirety of the Latin world with its gendered language is having a bit of a problem with its gender critical, gender obsessed individuals. And I've heard that there's a great deal of Latinos and Latinas who are like, you call me Latinx one more time, and we're voting for Trump.
People look at me as soon as I walk in and they're like, who is this guy?
Uh-huh.
I look like
Of doubt.
I'm going to hurt somebody.
I find you quite pleasurable.
I don't look like I walk into a place and I'm just coming to have a good time.
Well, a smile is contagious.
When I walk in, it's like I'm literally going to hurt somebody.
No one else is having these conversations.
Oh, I see what's happening here. He spliced himself into another podcast. See, I quite like Jordan Peterson's approach to masculinity, whereas I can't remember the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of, you're nice until you're not. Make yourself capable. Make yourself dangerous, but not an unpleasant person to be around. Not someone who your kids are scared of being around. Not someone who your wife is afraid to be around. Or friends are afraid to say the incorrect thing to. This is not conducive to having a happy social life. Let's find it. Let me find it right here.
But the young men really need to hear this more, I think, is that you should be a monster. You know, because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You know, you don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no. Wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
Do you know the expression, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war?
Right, exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly right.
And I find that interesting because basically that boils down to the expression, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. It's essentially the exact same concept. As a man, you are going to be presented, no matter, listen fellas, no matter what women try to say to you, okay? Just ignore that. They don't know what they're talking about, okay? But there are reoccurring instances where a man is going to have to be a man. No woman can be that man. A man is going to have to be that man. And when that situation comes, when that opportunity arises, you're going to want to be a capable man. Regardless of what is being presented in media and what's being told to you by really pissed off feminists, this world still thrives, is maintained, and exists because of masculinity. Behold the world we live in where masculinity has been belittled. What's happening to it? Are you seeing this? The world needs masculine men. And the people trying to tell you the opposite of that are trying to take something from you.
What a good boy. You're such a good boy. Your daddy's good little boy. You're almost there. Keep going. Good boy.
Somehow, that ended up being the exact thing I needed to hear today.
Women are attracted to alpha males, period.
It's actually true. Again, they don't admit it, but this is what I've been saying. Women say one thing and then do another. Like, one thing sounds good. The other one actually looks after you, puts you in a nice house that you can divorce him for later.
That being a beta male, being more in touch with your emotional side is actually what they find attractive. That's absolute bullshit.
100% bullshit. Human race has thrived, actually, thinking the complete opposite of that. It's only quite a recent development that being a massive pussy is exactly what the world and everybody wants. You can take a lot from weak men. If you go into a store and the owner is either not there or unarmed, you can pretty much take whatever you want. You know what I'm saying, lads?
Women want a confidence is very seductive. A confident man that knows exactly what he wants in his life, that is out fighting tooth and nail, fucking in the trenches to progress, to get better, and knows exactly which way he's heading. That is a man that a woman will take home and show her parents and be proud of.
Yeah. Women now. He's talking about women, not girls. See, that's a distinction that needs to be made. What girls find attractive and what women find attractive are two entirely different things. And I can tell you that whenever a man or whenever a woman is talking about what a man needs to be or what a woman is looking for, girls will giggle and laugh and be like, that's absolutely incorrect. Like, women want this. No, it's because you're a girl. You have absolutely no concept of what you need, what's actually important, what goes the distance, what stands the test of time. So you could say that we shouldn't be listening to girls anymore. We should be listening to women and the men that these women choose.
Not a man that sits there, cries about how in touch and beautiful things are, while that is good in some senses, they want alpha men, men that fight, that are confident, that are driven to achieving their goal. And if you are confident and you can exude those things, women will find you attractive.
Why do you... This is why this whole, like, cuck chair shit, this whole, like, soy boy beta male is in a open relationship with a far more dominant feminist girlfriend. That's why this became a meme. That's exactly how this developed. Anyway, guys, that's enough from me. For now, if you want to listen to some more of my, from your perspective, delusional takes, then this video goes on for another 5 minutes if you're a YouTube or Patreon member. And if you want to join the Patreon, link is down below in the description. Or if you want to become a YouTube member, click join down below. And you get access to the playlist where the extended and uncensored version of this video is already out. But until then, my name's been Jake Monroe. I'll catch you next time. And I had a great day today, because I made it a great day. Bye-bye.